Hello everyone, this is a reading for Virgo. So welcome in Virgos, hope everybody's well. Okay, we'll get started with the tarot cards and then we'll have a bonus oracle card at the end for you. Little motivational oracle card. Virgo, what does Virgo need to hear? Okay, what makes you happy, Virgo? Something about what makes you happy. I'm just gonna... These cards are kind of more intuitive. They're very, it's Joie de Vivre. So I'm just going to kind of go with whatever for these readings. Ace of Wands. New passion, new spark. Very exciting. Okay, Virgo. Five of Wands. The Death card. Five of Swords. I'll show you all these in a minute. Of course, the Lovers. Queen of Wands. Judgment. Ace of Swords. King of Swords. Over. Two of Swords, and then Six of Cups. Swords, swords. How many swords? 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of a lot of swords. A lot in your head. Eight of Swords, bottom of deck. Self-imposed, fear-based restrictions. You're fearing the next phase, fearing the unknown, and then right behind is the Tower. Injustice. Okay. So bringing things into balance, Four of Cups there. Okay, bringing things into balance there because they've been out of balance. And that's what's been stressing you out is things have been just out of balance. Okay, so you start out here with the Ace of Wands that kind of popped out. So this is definitely a card of new passion. The universe wants you to know there's going to be a new passion, new excitement coming in this new next phase that you're heading into. You're starting with the Five of Wands. Your position is the Five of Wands. You're battling a tree. Why are you trying to battle a tree? An immovable tree. It's not... So this person, this clown thing with like a dinosaur on its head, I'm assuming, is trying to poke a tree, right? This is a tree of knowledge. It's got like an owl right here, right? It's the tree of knowledge. Why are you poking the tree of knowledge? You're like fighting against something. There's something that is bigger than you are, I guess, and you are... The change is bigger than you are, and you're kind of rebelling against it a bit, and that's okay. What could help or hinder you is transforming, changing, moving into the Star, moving into a peaceful time, coming at things from a peaceful mindset. How do you create peace in your life? How do you create balance in your life? How do you create, so you can allow this passion to come in? Because if you're creating an unhealthy environment for yourself, then of course you're going to be blocked to anything good that wants to come in. And so I think you don't want to block that anymore. And I believe this is the transformation that's going to happen, is you changing into a more peaceful mindset. How can I create peace within myself and probably around you? Because as within, so without. So there is some sort of I create peace there. In your past, you did have the Lovers making a choice. So making a choice, but also could be, new love coming in, of course, the card of Lovers. But it's also two people on, they are very different. See, the thing about the Lovers is they're always either not touching or they're on two. This one has two separate horses. So they're each unique individuals, but they're coming together for a common goal. And so that was your past there. So your subconscious, you have the Five of Swords. Knowing your limitations, what you're willing to do, what you're willing not do, could go into any area of your life. You're kind of sussing that out in your brain subconsciously, and that's coming out. And very reactively in your environment. So you're just like, hard stop on that, go on that, hard stop on that, go on that. That's what's happening in your environment. And because it's in your subconscious, you're putting up walls, putting up boundaries there. Now, some of the boundaries you need to put up, quite honestly, we do need healthy boundaries. Some of them, we need to check where they're coming from. So does that suit you anymore? Is that something you just learned from childhood that your parents keep repeating to you over and over again? It's just like a pattern. The reason I say that is because we do have the Judgment card, which is a card of patterns, right? So we'll get there in a minute. Your conscious reality of the Queen of Wands, though, living within your emotions. Where are your emotions taking you? This woman she's kind of sprinkling this heart flower, allowing this love, this creativity, this new passion, new phase to grow. growing new things, starting something new. If there's anything new that you're starting, it's probably a good idea to continue forward, because you do have the energy Ace of Wands for this new passion, this new endeavor. So this new love, this new phase, this new whatever you'd like to start. Okay, you do have the Judgment, which of course is breaking. It's the card of redemption. So we can only be redeemed if we have kind of wrangled some old patterns and some old rhetoric, really, from our past, because sometimes we can get that old rhetoric in our head over and over and over again, and we always have to decide whether it serves us or not. We have to decide whether the things that we learned in our earlier lives is appropriate. It's almost ancestral patterns. Now those are passed down. Your parents will pass them down to you. Certainly mine have passed them down to me, and some of them are good. Some of them are, always bring a sweater or something like that. It's very simple, right? Bring a sweater. I always bring a sweater when I travel, even if it's to somewhere warm, because air conditioning is cold. But there are other things that are inappropriate for today's age and the way that the world is changing at the moment. So those are things that you're checking. You kind of check and balance there. You're checking those the way that that things are being presented in your life, and how if they fit within your values, not anybody else's values. Don't worry about everybody else's values. It doesn't matter. They're not you. You can't control them. So it doesn't matter. All right. Your approach has been Ace of Swords, though. Clarity, hitting things with great clarity. Also new clarity coming in. You've been very clear about maybe your intentions. You've been maybe focused on that, and you've wanted to, or maybe you haven't, but now you're wanting to. You're wanting to be very clear, kind of cut and dry there. Okay, now King of Swords is your environment. King of Swords, did you have the Queen of Swords somewhere here? No, Queen of Wands. Okay, yeah, the King of Swords, this is making a plan of action. So your environment is definitely in a planning phase, and it's a planning for this next new adventure that you're going on, this new passion that you're starting, so you're definitely in a planning phase, getting things in order, getting things together, figuring things out, where do things fit in, the boundary setting, the examination of how you're thinking about things. There's an analysis here, and it's very easy, being the sign that you are. It's a natural thing for you, and not natural for everybody else, by the way. You have the Two of Swords as your advice. The Two of Swords is, don't, she's blind, but she's seeing with her third eye. Okay, so in this deck, she has a blindfold on. It's like her hat's pulled down, but the third eye is open. And that goes with this clarity, right? This Ace of Swords is clarity. So definitely need to be following your intuition at this point. So the advice is follow your intuition into any new thing, into any new relationship, you definitely need to follow your intuition, your intuitive guidance at this time, because it will get you out of this kind of paralysis that you have been in. So it will help you move forward in a very logical manner. So, and then you have the Six of Cups at the end, right? Six of Cups. Oh, she's a mermaid, and I think all the Cups energy is like mermaid in this deck. But she's a pretty mermaid. She's got these two little tiny, I don't know if they're seals or something, but they're celebrating with her. And so there is something good, a resurrection of the past, but it's also a change in a new direction, a turn in a new direction, a turn to things that make you feel good. So you're going to be heading into a space of what feels good for you right now and heading that direction. And so you will come to this point where it's also an offer from the universe. So if you're expecting something to come in for you, that might be rolling in this week. So if you're expecting communication, you're expecting even a communication of love, then that might roll in this week as well. So definitely watch for that, but it's a card of happiness, and you kind of following your joy a little bit and in the direction you'd like to go. Okay, so getting out of that fearful energy. King of Swords here. Yeah, okay. Kind of a straightforward reading for Virgo. Okay, and we'll pull a little oracle card for you. Virgo. Let it flow, let it flow. Let it out, let it flow. Open up the heart to feel. And that goes with that Six of Cups. I also have see with your heart. The time is now to hear the messages. And that goes with this intuitive insight here of the Two of Swords. You know, she's using her third eye. That goes with the intuitive insight, because the heart will tell the head what to do. And so it's more seeing with your heart and also using your intuition. Now, the intuition, of course, is going to come from the heart space. So we can separate our emotions from our logical thinking all we want, and actually that's a good way to get out of any kind of strong emotional imbalance. But we do have to recognize those emotions and see why they are there. And so this is an examination of that, and then in that you'll probably find your happiness going forward. Okay. Thank you, Virgo. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.